Welcome, friends, to my homestead building slash survival slash doing everything yourself library. So I've been watching a lot of videos about people building their own homestead, and that's actually a dream of mine. It might be a dream of yours. So what I figured is that why don't I share my library, first present to you what I have here, and then we go over each book and look at it in hand, what it looks like, what it presents itself, and it might provide some ideas for you about which books that you might want. And the idea is this: you could click on the links below the video, which are Amazon affiliate links. So if you buy the book anyway, you're supporting the channel. At the same time, I'm helping other people out with the knowledge that I was able to acquire and put it on these several shelves. And obviously these might not be all for you. However, I feel like if you're homesteading, you need to be able to build things. You need to be able to do survival stuff. You might need to be able to how to do deer hunting. You might need to do plumbing, wiring, building stuff out of concrete, building stuff out of pole building, the self-sufficient life. So the idea is this, is with this video, I still have to go through all these. I have a lot to learn, obviously, myself, just like everybody. But I feel like I already have a great head start. So first of all, I do have YouTube University, just like you guys. And I do have these books to go more into depth about the construction of the home. So what I'm thinking is that if you know a lot of the stuff, it will allow you to either do some of the stuff yourself or to hire out a contractor and know exactly what you're building so you could get the optimal and best price. So the way this video is going to be done is that I'm going to go section by section, shelf by shelf. We're going to look at each book on the table, and you'll be able to click the links below and add them to your Amazon cart or whatnot, and get some of these books yourself that you find interesting. And put your comments below. Do you have a book that you would recommend too? That would be very interesting. Add to the discussion. Be like, hey, for my homestead, I found so-and-so interesting. Or for my homestead, I installed solar panels. Or for my homestead, I did some chicken stuff. There's just so much interesting stuff. That's one of those things I want to do, is build a natural swimming pool. So I would never have to use chlorine. I would have plants clear out the water. Farming. And then there's also stuff about dentistry. When there is no dentist. That's an interesting one. Prepper's Long-Term Survival Guide. 5 acres. And a whole lot more. All right, friends. So let's get started. All right, friends. So let's start with this Prepper's Survival Guide. So this is a beautiful binder with some sort of rubber band thing to keep it closed. This looks actually pretty nice. So we got the different different things about the water, about the world at risk. Wow, this is definitely a read. Wow. Okay. So definitely I would highly recommend this book. Really cool. Part of homesteading might be one of the reasons for homesteading. You might want to survive this change around. That's a homestead type of deal. So figuring this stuff out is an important read. So this Prepper Survival book. So linked down below. If you're surviving, you might need to have a plan to maybe catch a deer or two. So this must-have guide looks like very much in beautiful color, teaches you the different things that might be necessary for you to know regarding the deer. So, cool book. Field and Stream Total Deer Hunting Manual. If you're doing homesteading, farming, or surviving, you might need to know this kind of stuff. The Prepper's Pocket Guide. So family emergency plan, the water, the food, and all the stuff. So a lot of good ideas to review. So it's black and white, gray color, a lot of great points to consider. Since on your land, since you're on your land, you might need to know this farming stuff about planting seasons, about crops, regarding the calendar, cosmological cycles. So it's called the Old Farmer's Almanac. This might be 233 years old from the original one. So that's kind of cool. Did you ever think you would be using an axe? Well, I never thought I would. I thought I would use power tools all the time. However, people with axes have built like log cabins and all this good stuff. So this book looks actually really beautiful. Nice and color photos everywhere. Nice and large size. Splitting the logs. Forming them into things. It looks like a lot of the same action over here. You know. Making the different little sticks. I hope I never have to do this, but if I do, you know, this is gonna get burned first. Cool book. So one of the most practical ways to build things is this whole pole building construction. This is how also barns were built. However, people realized that what this type of construction allows you to do is have large spans and large rooms without any interior separation walls or load-bearing walls, because the entire load is actually carried on the outer walls. So this looks like a beautiful guide over here. Discover the strength in the economy, putting the different types of construction, how to put the roofing in. So if you're looking to build your own house, this might be, or if you want to build a chicken coop, or if you want to build a whole bunch of different things. You might be building things out of wood. You know, ideally, I want to build things out of concrete so it never rots away. However, I mean, something needs to be just as economical as it could be as affordable. So this might be a good book to have. And this is why it's part of my library, because I want to gleam into these books and come up with great ideas that could work for myself, depending on what I want to accomplish and depending on the financial abilities that I have at the time to be able to accomplish such a thing. So this sounds like the simplest way to get a shelter ready for yourself. You're on your homestead. You might be miles away from any civilization or anybody that could help you out. Or in an SHTF hit the fan situation, it might be a good idea to have one of these on hand, especially a first aid field guide. Maybe my idea is maybe I should put this together with my first aid kit, you know, like with the Band-Aids and all that good stuff and the gauze, so that I could read that. This book is dedicated to everybody that's helping people. Rules of the anatomy, physical conditioning. So this seems like you could read it over pretty quickly and learn a lot. So you might need to be your own doctor, and you might need to be able to take care of yourself. So it's a good idea to maybe have this book around. You do you. You know, obviously linked below. So this sounds kind of good. You know, you're in your homestead and you have all this food and you have all this cool gear and stuff like that. You might want to be able to defend it, or not let it automatically catch everybody's eye like a gleaming city on top of a hill. So reinforce, disguise, and retreat. Sea of Mayhem. Okay. So a lot of good ideas. Food supplies. That's awesome. The drinking water. Physical aspects. What you need. Definitely a good idea. I think this might be a good book to read, whether you're just looking to just homestead, or if you want to make it a really true homestead where you could survive this changing economic climate we're going through. What I like about this book is that I found out about bilberry. Did you know bilberry is actually good for your eyes? So I'm taking it as a supplement now. Even though I'm not growing it, I learned about it from here. What I like about this book is that it's full of great pictures and great information about the different things you could grow in your backyard. Different flowers, different berries, things like this. They could be harvested as medicine or like other, useful things. What does it look like? This is a pleasurable book to read with a nice and interesting glossary, like right on the front. All the good information. This is a must-have book. Also, think about it. You have a homestead, so you might want to grow some of your own medicine so you wouldn't have to be reliant on store-bought medicine maybe ever again. So I'm excited for you. So what can we eat in the woods? This is an important book to have, maybe. Wild edible plants. What do you want to find in the wild? So this book looks kind of interesting, teaches you some of the things so that you can actually pick out the correct things to eat in case you do find them. So this might be a very, very good thing for those people looking to, eat wild edible plants that are in North America. So that's cool. Cool stuff. So while everybody else is going hungry, you just go pick a plant and you're full. You're not going hungry. So I'm excited for you. So are you prepared for everything and anything? I guess you could be if you take some of these skills to heart. Be prepared for the worst. Something about leg patching up or being in a cartoon, starting a fire and flying a kite during a storm, like Benjamin Franklin. Okay, so this book looks really good. Quail, raising rabbits, dressing a rabbit. Wow. Wow. This is definitely a good book. I would probably highly recommend this. This might be a good buy. Prepare for anything. So this might be a good idea to know about. I mean, tons of mushrooms growing out there. However, which one are safe to pick and good to eat? So it's good to have a book like this on hand. So mushroom season has begun. And with a lot of colorful photos. Learn about the different types of mushrooms, what they look like, and be able to use that to have nice meals while everybody's going hungry. You grew some rabbits, threw them together in a stew with some mushrooms. You could grow the stuff on the homestead. I bet you could probably cut down a tree and grow some mushrooms on it too. So, good book. So this might be necessary because you might need to tie off different things with these essential knots you would have for the outdoors. Tie up a boat, do whatever things. And you might need this kind of knot tying skills so that your horses don't run away and so that you could tie stuff down so that it stays safe and you could actually untie it. So cool little knot book. It's in a pocket, so you could have this in your pocket while learning the knot tying ability. And then if you're tired of doing the stuff, okay, it's Peter Owen. Good book to have perhaps in a homestead or in a survival situation. We hope we never have to do this, specifically this stuff, and we have experts around us. However, if we don't have experts, perhaps maybe we need to know a little bit about it. You might not have help coming by soon to do this stuff. So you're in a homestead, you're in a survival situation. I think it's almost the same. If you're a farmer, you might be miles away. You might need to be able to know some of this stuff. So this book is up to those that have the stomach for it. This is kind of interesting. Perhaps maybe we might need to know some of these skills that these army people have. Looks very much for those that are into this kind of stuff, and then there's no Netflix, so might as well read, right? So you might need to repair some equipment, and you might need to like solder things on. So this little booklet has some abilities to show you how to do it. If you don't have YouTube, how are you going to learn this? And also having in the book format, they could get into a lot more detailed information than you would having YouTube. You know, I guess YouTube could show you a few things, but not as much as a book could. Like, that's professionally done like this. So, might be a good idea to have, or you could probably skip this part. It's up to you. So, this is an interesting book. Okay, so you're starting a homestead. You might need to go back to the basics. This might be a book for you. Skills employed by our forefathers. Let's see what we have here. Wow. Well done. Developing the water supply. Building an igloo. Wow. Recreation homes. Building a basket. And making a chain, I guess. I don't know. This looks great. Back to the basics. Probably would recommend it. I mean, might as well you invest into your mind and things that you could do in the future. Should, you know, you would want to spend your time doing something like doing basic things that make us more healthy and more actually prosperous than ever before, because we could just do it for ourselves. So SAS Survival Handbook. Let's see, making the camp. Camping, some sort of flowers. A lot of flowers. A lot of building, cool stuff. Nosebleeds and scurvies. Man overboard. And, okay. That's a cool book. Official manual. Hopefully this is good. Something about edible plants. Fishing devices. Okay, that looks good. Igloos. Okay, second person that's teaching me how to make an igloo. I definitely don't want to live in one of those. But you got to do what you got to do to survive, right? And then swim with spears. And then survival kits. Some sort of plants you could eat. Overall, cool book. I mean, it's not official for no reason. This is a really cool idea. Independent farmstead, growing the biodiversity in your soil. I think that's very important. That's what we're missing, being disconnected from our world. This book looks fantastic to me. Buying land organically, water, poisonous plants. Oh, that's cute. That's a good cow. So overall good, you know. Independent farmstead. Definitely a worthwhile read if you want to be farming and stuff. That's a very important book. So I see really no difference between homesteading, survival, and farming. I think they're all intertwined, because people in a homestead, they are already not dependent on the system for their food, for their homes, and for making their own bread and stuff like that. So I'm excited about this book. Best-selling classical guide. Nice hardcover. I think I might have bought this one on eBay. Wow. Okay. I like this very much. Beautiful photography. Beautiful pictures. Illustrations. Where to put things. Overall, I mean, great book. Highly recommended. Different tools to have. Stuff like that. This book I bought from, I think, an ad. I wound up buying that and an ebook library with a lot of cool stuff in it. So these guys tell about their own experience of doing their own homestead, and literally see how much stuff they're growing on like a half or a quarter of an acre, something like this. This is only a half an acre. You got a home and you got all that food growing, and I think you have even chickens running around here somewhere. So cool book. And if you buy it on their website, you can get both the PDF version, and then together with the printed version for a cost, obviously. And then you could get different other PDF books. So it's firsthand experience of these people living their self-sufficient backyard thing. Health is wealth, and it's an opportunity to always be able to protect yourself. So having books like this on hand, you might need this. Living alone in a rural area, you might need to know some of this stuff. So let's see. Plantar's warts, third-degree burns, nerve damage, wild things, bites and stings, face facts. Looks like some useful stuff that you need to be able to do with this Survival Doctor Complete Handbook. Not sure if you need to be able to survive because you don't necessarily need schematics. However, if you're repairing electronics, you might need to be able to read the schematics about how to like do things, which is kind of interesting. Also could be a cool little hobby, or you're trying to repair your radio and stuff like that. You might need to know how to do some of the stuff. I just included it. Maybe it is part of it, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's a more extended thing. Again, along those lines, you might need to repair things. So you might need to fix electronic things on your homestead, and you might need a book like this to be able to figure it out. Open circuit testing. It's to each their own. You're on your homestead, so you want to be living simply. So this book is a really nice, colorful book talking about living simply. You know, different people getting these homes that have both functionality and use and beauty all in one. Great ideas for those deciding to build their own stuff and for a budget. This is a great book. It's about insulated concrete forms. Basically put, instead of using sticks and sheetrock, you can put these styrofoam forms, and then you pour concrete inside, and you have a concrete building with perfect insulation to keep it hot and cool very nicely throughout the year, both hot and cold. So this is a very good book regarding that. It shows the process of building these different buildings, and this is the kind of home that I want to build with the insulated concrete forms, because this way I won't have to spend as much heating and cooling it, and it will be comfortable all year round. And when you have this kind of building construction, the parts that are facing the outside, they're not going to catch any mold and stuff like that. You can even make floors via this program called InsulDeck that will allow you to basically even make concrete floors and even concrete roofs. So, cool book. You see how cool it is? You could actually run channels to run wiring where you want it in the wall. And then you use stucco. So you don't have to spend all the extra. See, in frame construction, you have to put sticks, and then you have to put insulation on the inside, sheathing on the outside. Here you already have a formwork, and then you could put the stuff, and then you could just put some stucco on the outside, and you are set. So, cool book. I recommend it. Good purchase. Remember this phrase: you can only build as high up as your foundation is deep. Well, you have to be able to work with concrete to build the ideal foundations. So this book talks about, you know, the foundations and the concrete work, how they're set up, how they're waterproofed. Very well done. Probably recommend this book, because that's one of those things. Even if you're building a stick and frame construction, you still need some sort of foundation, whether it's like a strip of concrete or whether it's a block CMU wall. Very important stuff to actually know. This is one of those things that, you know, you wish to God would never happen. However, this kind of survival skills you might want and need. So this might be a good book regarding that. It's about the meters. It's about, I guess, building a shelter and all that good stuff. So perhaps it's a good book to have, you know, whether you're building for survival, whether you're building a homestead or a farm. So one of the premier people that knows about the stuff is Joel Skousen. This book is called High Security Shelter, and it teaches you how to build that shelter, like a survival bunker in your basement. So the premise of this book is you want to have that shelter right in your basement so you could just run away there. You have food and you have water and all that stuff to survive. Like you see, kind of like this family can go into the safe thing looking thing behind the bookshelf. That's really cool. Let's see what we have here. This is cool. Build a house out of this stuff. This is what we want to learn how to build. This interesting book talks about a real estate development. So one of the ideas that you might have on your property is to have multi-unit apartments, stuff like that. So this book really gets into the different cost-benefit analysis, getting the funding, and building like multiple unit housing. So thinking of surviving, maybe surviving with a lot more people is better, and then you need all that living space for all these people. So you might want to even read this professional textbook on regarding real estate development. Sometimes in a survival situation, you do need to catch animals, whether they're for food or whether you want to have a pet. You know, you don't want to be lonely, like this little bird up here. The Trapper's Bible might be the way to learn all about it. So we have skunks, we have different kinds of animals, and I guess how to catch them. The white weasel. Some triggers. Yeah, it's not for everyone. Probably a lot of these skills are not useful. However, part of a library, maybe you could always think about it, because you might have a lot of critters running around your property, and maybe that's free food. So this book is the variation on building a barn dominium. That's the beautiful thing, as I told you. The stress of the building is on the outer walls, and the inside plans could be very spacious and open-ended. So this has a lot of beautiful pictures, climate zones, different wood types. Not sure what this stuff means. Barn dominiums, financing options. So a lot of good ideas, you know, gives you some ideas for really nice structures on your homesteading. I personally would prefer concrete. However, I probably won't and can't build everything out of concrete, even though I could try. This might be a good idea to have also additional shelter. Imagine you have dozens of acres. You make these reasonably inexpensively. However, everything is priced very high nowadays, so I might just go with the concrete, but I just want to know all the different ways of building it, because for me, my idea is to just take the best out of both worlds. For example, these outer walls in these post-frame buildings, why not build them out of concrete CMU blocks or that insulated concrete forms, and then use the same idea for the roof structure. So you have a building that can't be knocked over, and the roof is probably the only penetratable part. And that's kind of cool, this bottom one too. So that's probably a cool idea. So probably the biggest topic to really discuss is the solar panels. That's one of the really important ones, because you need the energy on your home grid, homestead and farm. And this book is a very nice illustrated guide in learning how to install your own solar panels, which is definitely a good idea. You know, my plan is actually to have the solar panels to build into spaces that get sun all the time. Let's say a wall or a fence, or of course the roof, like the usual spot. So beautiful color pictures everywhere, like how to install these brackets, different types of arrays, inverters, rooftops, wire sizing. Really good book. I would recommend it. The Very Efficient Carpenter. So I think on YouTube you could also find the videotapes. This guy teaches you how to frame a house. And he comes very highly recommended. There's a guy that builds cabins up like in Alaska and stuff. He recommended this guy. So this teaches you all the woodworking stuff. That's really cool. Highly recommended. On your land, you're gonna probably need to build houses, and this is how to build a house. Revised and updated. So it's cool. It's made by Habitat for Humanity, and it teaches you a lot of cool things. Building staircases, walls, insulation, roofing, trusses. Really cool book. How to build a house. Homesteading, surviving, and all that good stuff, you're going to need to take a lot of things into your own hands. So how your house works is a good way to understand how your house works, so you could fix it yourself or even build the house yourself. So you got the back of the book, you got the inside of the book. Power tools to have. Outdoor equipment, how that works, how all these different things work. Cool little model diagrams help you understand what it's all talking about. You're gonna definitely want to grow your own food. So Gaia's Garden, this might be a good way about learning about all these different grounding. Here's a lot of reviews about it. And let's just go from the back forward. A lot of different pictures, zones, descriptions, creating communities for the garden, little rabbits. So I think very important stuff for those that want to take up the farming stuff. Oh, that's really cool. Those are cool design ideas. So Gaia's Garden. Permaculture. You want something that is constantly replenishing itself, and you want the soil to be replenishing itself, maybe with animals and stuff like that too. So this is really cool for those people with really little acreage. So you don't have to spend all your bank on lots of land. You could definitely do the best you can with even a half an acre, like I shown you in the cover of that book. So square foot gardening, it looks like different kinds of plants you could be growing, square footage wise. The tools you'd need, the little boxes. Makes a lot of sense. Cool. Definitely a lot of good ideas about farming here. I don't know if they're putting this out to scare people or to truly prepare them. Maybe a little bit of both. This is a lot of like technical words that you might want to read over and learn about, perhaps, if this is what's interesting you. You got to be able to protect yourself. So sometimes protection devices don't always work, and you might want to be able to know a lot more than just the protection device options. So cool different things. That's a cool book. Maybe worthwhile to have to be able to protect and survive. What can I say about this book? This is a doctor in a huge phone book size. And I'm kind of liking the idea that it's not like a little tiny book, which can't get into the functions too well. So you got a lot of different medical stuff here going on. A really good book to have. I recommend it. So here's another book about homesteading. That sounds really good. Having that resilient farm and homestead, and lots of beautiful pictures. Wow, that looks wonderful. Oh, the homes, the logs. Oh, look at those fruits. This actually makes it look really fun. Little chickens, little goats. Oh, that's cute. Wow, I'm liking this book. looking at the topography of the stuff. Cool book. When you're off grid, you have to flush something somewhere down septic system. So this is why I got the septic system book. This might be an ex-library book. And I've already read one. This is kind of boring. I mean, it's okay. I think there's a better septic system book that is going to be further down in the link. So, but there's at least one. This is actually a very interesting method of building. These are called structural insulated panels. Basically, it's two OSB boards. Like imagine this kind of like chipboard that's like glued together. And in the middle, there's foam insulation. So they do pre-make this in the factory. It comes in a kit, and then you put this together, and it's very easy to put together, and might be a better way to do than a stick-built construction. And what's cool about it is that you have all the whole entire thing is a nailing surface. So you could attach bookshelves anywhere, you could attach stuff, you don't have to find studs. Because regularly in a stick-built construction, you need every 16 inches or every 24 inches, there's a stick. You have to find a piece of wood that's behind the sheetrock, because you can't put it here because the screw is not going to hold. So this is a really cool book regarding that. Look how easy it is. Boom, you're just putting whole entire pieces together. And yeah, that's what I like the idea about pre-ordering it from the factory, and then you just cover it up with the. I think it increases the speed of the construction time. Everything is pre-built, and you're not wasting any extra time doing stuff. And also, the home should be very comfortable because it's super insulated. So. Good book for an alternative construction strategy, since you might be building your own home. So here's another book on septic systems. I just ordered every single one of them. So I hope you guys are giving a big thumbs up to this video, because I am taking my time to show you what I got, so that this way you actually know what it's talking about, because on Amazon you just get like the listing pages listed. So I like this already. I like this better than the other one, because you're getting all these diagrams and explanations to things. And overall, this looks like a good book. No wonder it's sold 50,000 copies. Now it's going to be 50,001. You see, friends, I'm making it an important thing to study all the different forms of construction. Masonry and concrete have been around for millennia, and this kind of concrete stuff is still around from the Roman time. So there's got to be something being done right, you know. Streamlined and mistake-proof masonry and concrete work. This looks really good. Looks like originally a $40 book, and then it got reduced in price. Let's see what we have here. A lot of black and white stuff. Understanding masonry, cementitious stuff, cleaning masonry. I guess it's an okay book. If you're learning the subject, might as well read all you can about it, especially if you're going to be in the process of building homes, or building your own home, or working in the field, and you have a whole homestead to build, so might as well learn all about the subject. Every building needs a roof, so technically, if you're building your walls out of masonry, or if you're doing a stick-built construction, you still need to frame roofs. So this is why I got this book, because that's an interesting subject on its own to study. It's a for pros by pros book, and let's see what it has. Oh, I love it when it's beautiful color pictures of stuff. Oh, that's so nice. Rafter layouts. Good book. Highly recommended. Framing roofs. Again, friends, this is the tried and true method that has worked for thousands of years. I think pyramids are built out of blocks, so they're still around. And even the Colosseum, stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of cool. So building with masonry. Okay. I like the color pictures. I like the black and white pictures too. I mean, they did a good job. putting it all together in a nice, coherent book to understand. Highly recommended. What an important subject, the plumbing of your home. Got this great book about plumbing the house. And we're learning about sizing pipes. That's great, but, you know, understanding with pictures. That's important to be able to understand, you know, the way these pipes are supposed to run. So this way you could also double check things and probably do a lot of the stuff DIY. If I understand it correct, based on the YouTube videos, a lot of these pipes are just like, could be glued together with some sort of cement thing. So, recommended. Oh, this is one of the most common ways to build things is the frame construction. One of the great benefits of it is that you can make very cool custom designs, and you could build the walls easily, put them up, stuff like that. So, footings and foundations, it includes that too. Okay. That's cool. Well done. I like the diagrams. This makes it very easy to digest. Wow. They got everything, including even like the roof covering, the roof tiling. Cool book. Building a roof the right way is very important. So the Roof Cutter Secrets might be a good book for you to read. So, unrivaled popularity in relevance. That's cool. Figure out how to do this correctly. Very important to study up on the subject. You know, it could be even said read twice and, you know, cut once. You know, because all these different subjects in the book are very important to know. This might be one of those easiest ways to build a tiny home. Just think about it like this. Instead of spending $10, $12, $13, $15,000 for a tiny shed, you could probably learn to build one yourself using this ultimate guide. This looks good. I'm liking the book, the nice heavy weightedness of it, and the color photos look great. Wow, lumber grades and cuts, the sheds, the tamping. Wow, okay. Well done book. Would recommend it. And it has even all these different sheds that you could build. Well done, guys. So I literally probably got every single book that I thought made sense on a subject. Here's the plumbing subject. That's an important subject to study. I mean, you could always go to like college or trade school, or you could just read the book and learn a lot of similar factors. And even if you do go to the trade school, you'll be able to pick up the subject a lot faster because you'll be dealing with the subject much more. Oh, I'm liking this photography here. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Great job with this book, guys. Would recommend it. Look at these guys. They're so happy. They did a great job. So drywall sometimes is important because stick frame construction is very popular and you might need to drywall things away. Oh, that looks great. Great designs, layout. Here's how you place it. Here's the installations. Finishing and taping, stucco. This looks good. Great book. So, yeah. Probably another important subject to learn about. So chances are you're going to have chickens, you're going to have equipment, you're going to want a place to have a dry place to maybe have people stay overnight, like a cabin. This looks like a cool thing to like sleep in, even, you know. You could put the bathroom outside in another shed. So bathroom shed, chicken shed, other shed, kitchen shed, sheds for days. So might as well build like a pro. This book looks great. And also same concept would apply for a tiny home. Save a lot of money and time. Oh, that looks cool. I like the rocks. That's cool. The designs look very simple to do. And then you could also learn how to frame things and even build doors like that. That's cool. Walls, the shed walls. Do they give you any plans? No, they don't give any plans. Cool book though. Building a shed. I hope you guys are still as excited as I am, because I still have a lot more books to go. We have as many books to go as we started with. Barn Dominion. This book is written for people with need to use big letters. I like that they use pictures. It's an okay book. I like the home plans. So, Barn Dominion. Another way of building. So there was a YouTuber I was watching. He had this book. This is a 1970s book, probably. Nothing close to $8.95 anymore. Not even a sandwich. So it's a cool black and white book showing you different things you could do to build things, structure in a house, wire things, plumb things. Cool basic guide. So decks really is a misnomer. I believe decks could mean additional floors to a building. It could also mean a wraparound deck on around the porch and stuff like that. So it's an important stuff to actually know how to build. We got the decks building, and let's see what we have here. A plank for every deck. Oh, that looks nice. Perhaps maybe there's more for the outside doors. Okay. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have like outdoor decks like this guy's doing for this house. Go outside, have some fresh air. Nice code-approved jobs. Cool designs. Good book. Every deck needs a staircase. So this little staircase book looks like a good idea also to get. Well, at least for me it is. You know, I like having this library because to absorb all this information is literally decades, if not hundreds of years of learning that these guys put into this. Put it all together in a beautiful book. And what I think it's like, some of them you can buy used for like $5. So it's an amazing opportunity nowadays that we live in, that we could just order these books easily and get into the house and do a lot of the stuff ourselves, save money, and have a beautiful homestead, survival retreat, shelter, and awesome way to live. We got to build that correct roof. So it's really cool being able to figure out how to do the stuff with the framing square. So somebody put this together. This is an old style book. Doesn't even have like a little book back thing. But with the framing square, you can figure out how to make the different angles for the roof pitches and stuff like that. See, it shows you how the stuff is being done. Exercise. How to frame this stuff. The cripples. Wow, okay. Cool book. The different kinds of roofs you could build. Wow. Cool book if you want to learn how to exactly do the roofing stuff right. So this is one of the things that we got to do on the homestead, on our homes, and the homes that we're building is home repair and improvement. There's a nice heavy-duty cover book, 3,400 photos. These guys did not mess around making this book. Wow, okay. This is cool. I think they almost got everything covered. Electrical, plumbing. Ooh, that's nice. Knowing how to do all this stuff. And then you could watch a few YouTube videos on top of that, and you'll be able to do pretty much anything you want. Wow, I'm excited for us. Great book to get. Cool book that we have here. Concrete system for low-rise construction. I like the idea of concrete because that lasts forever. Oh, that's really cool. I like this idea. This already gave me a great idea because I would love that. Precast plank floors and roofs. You don't have to like wait around for precasting it. That's a cool way of doing it too. ICF formation. You have all these different houses. Okay. Very cool design book. Would recommend it. Oh, this book is absolutely beautiful. Nice hardcover. Beauty and in livability. Okay. So let's see what they did here. Finishes, styling. So just interior decorations, I guess. That's what we have here. Whole bunch of cool different home ideas. This looks like a great coffee table book. The Art of Home. So this is an interesting book. Why I bought this book is that I was thinking like, hey, what is it that luxury sellers know and buy, and maybe have that kind of home housing and home. So it looks like there's a whole bunch of writing here. So another real estate book. I have some also real estate audiobooks too. So building your own house is kind of a cool idea. Also, knowing what to build in it. So a book like Super House might be a good idea to have. So it has a lot of great ideas about different things. Heat pumps, different things like vents, glazings, roofing. A lot of information to absorb. I'm still learning, guys, you know. However, eventually, knowing this stuff, I think I'm going to build an amazing home. I'm excited. Might as well learn about the countless timeless designs. Dane Sater's Timeless Designs collections. I think the reason why they put this book out too is I think this company sells the plans for these different houses that they show often here. Wow, the designs are beautiful. Oh, I'm loving this. This is gorgeous. Imagine living in a homestead in a castle. That's probably the ideal way to live. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. I like these designs, these home plans. Probably a good way to learn different design. Oh, that's nice. Timeless designs for a reason. A lot of great designs book. This is a great book for designing. So you want to make some good home plans, especially like a luxury piece of real estate. This might be it. Another good book on foundations. You got to foundation the correct way. For example, you don't want a wet, soggy basement that gets water in it all the time. And also you want your house to stand straight and not have all these cracks and all these other issues that some homes have. Might as well build it right. So I like what they're doing with this. I like that. I think this might be perfect block. This looks great. I like the styrofoam underneath the floor. See? Shows you the issues that you could have. Good book. Very important to have for the foundations and concrete work. So this might be the ideal way of building with concrete. As I keep coming back to the concrete, the insulated concrete might be the most ultimate, strongest, longest lasting, fireproof, damage-proof, hurricane-proof, everything-proof type of way to build things. Especially nowadays with things going on in the news. I think the people with insulated concrete form houses are very lucky and blessed to live in a much more abundantly, more creative way to build and more robustly. Oh, that looks cool. I like this design of this metal trussing over here for the joists. And I like this too. That's nice. Again, the flooring made of concrete. Ooh, isn't that nice? Yeah, another book I would recommend. This guy, Dan Sater, I think knows his housings. That's nice. 106-year designs. Ooh, that is nice. Those are some homes. Wow, I like these designs. The Ultimate European Plant Collection. This guy, Dan Sater, you are the man. So there's a phrase, go big or go home. So this is the limited soft cover edition. So this is Dan Sater, Tradition Redefined. And it is 30 luxury estate homes. Yeah, you might, if you want to survive in this, definitely you want to survive in style. Might as well. And then have some chickens running around too out back. Make it completely really fun. That's nice. I'm liking the pools. I'm liking the yard work. I'm liking the huge fireplaces, the giant living rooms. Wow. This could give you a lot of ideas. Also, a lot of great dream building, too. Probably a couple of $1,000,000 to build this, but that's fine. What's money anyway, right? So, yeah. So we're building a homestead, and we need some wires getting through. Personally, I want to do stuff that's DC wired. However, I probably could take the same concept and run my DC wiring through similar conceptology. So wiring is important to know how to do and know how to do it correctly and to code. So this way, if you do get an inspection, you have everything laid out like perfectly like these guys are doing with the boxes, with the different layouts, the lightings. Really important stuff to know. Are you picking up a pattern yet? This idea of masonry and concrete seems to be relevant. So masonry and concrete, I mean, you might want little footsteps like this in your home and through your garden and through all the different other ways, and put this kind of like glass thing. Wow, that looks great. Wow. Great book. It seems these ultimate guides are very nicely named for that reason, for being ultimate. Looks great. And let's see what the plumbing guide has. Oh, that looks good. Oh, wow. How the toilet flushes. Good book to get, especially if you want to put some plumbing yourself, DIY. So you want to live in a barn? I mean, a lot of people would be jealous of such a situation, of such a barn over here. It looks more like a castle than a barn, if you really think about it. The design looks beautiful. It's simple, reasonably easy to build. And let's see what this barn dominium talks about here. Ooh, I'm loving the photos, those photos. The big interior design, open space layout is what makes the barn dominium so popular. That is nice. Look at that living room. That is gorgeous. Great book. Luxury dream homes. Let's see, 154 luxury plans. What do we have here? Older style school book. Wow, look at the prices there. I wish you could do this for those square footages. I think it was saying like $50 a square foot. No, it's cool. It has all these different house plans, which is really, really good to check out. So, nice book. That's kind of cool, the idea of one story, because you have plenty of land. You have acres and acres, so might as well just make one story so you don't have to climb upstairs, go upstairs to get anything. So, best-selling home story, one story plans. Oh, that's cool. This gives you a lot of design ideas. I mean, what are you guys thinking about? I mean, I hope you're taking away similar effects from all these different books. What do I want to build? Do I want to build a barn dominium? Do I want to build with concrete? Do I want to do structural insulated panels? Some more great home plans, luxury. So my idea is take all the smart stuff out of this thing. It's like, for example, having a whole entire separate room for your billiards table. I would probably skip that. I would probably have an extra kid and have him have a bedroom. So, although that does kind of look nice. So I like taking the best of both worlds and being efficient and effective with, resources that, that God gives us. Building a dream home, getting the contractor, different cool home plans. Yeah, that's cool. 125 home plans. I think I read this book cover to cover. So the basic takeaway with this, especially if you build with structural insulated panels, that you could have a really, really nice home with this. Yeah, structural insulated panels. See what it looks like on the inside? And then you have a concrete block, you have the insulation, you have the warmth, you have everything. Well-designed stuff. Look at that construction, how you keep your hair doing it. Oh, I think this guy recommends actually hiring a contractor than being in a hole digging it yourself. So, concrete home plans, concrete house. I recommend this book. Maybe a good idea is to build out of concrete, build something like this. Or something maybe even nicer. I do like this vaulted high ceilings. That looks really nice. You feel like you're in a hotel here. Might as well dream. You don't have to build a $20 million home to enjoy a picture of a $20 million home. That's nice. I really like this. With the pool on the inside. You could live like a king. Nice homes. Overall, great book. I would recommend it. If you're building a house, you might as well have the complete do-it-yourself manual. This manual looks kind of good. Let's see what it has here. About your safety. What can we do? Planes, demolition, clamps, sawman, contents. Okay. Your home. That's cool. Shows you the different tools, fasteners and adhesives, the different types. This is a really good book. I'm liking this. You could definitely do a lot of stuff yourself with this. Yeah, you would spend a lot of time, but it's your home and it's your time. You can spend it any way you wish. So yeah, I would recommend this. Doing it yourself manual. So perhaps one of these in your homestead. I think this whole bookshelf is going to get transferred over to my homestead because I might still need to be continue my education doing this stuff. So you want to design roof trusses and all that stuff. These steel squares are the way to do it. I've seen YouTube videos where these guys do some amazing stuff with this. They can design anything you want knowing this little simple square thing. Making squares. What are they for? Okay, this is a good book to have. Okay. The angles, the fence, the wiring nut. That's cool. You could definitely figure stuff out with this. Definitely a must-have if you're going to be using this tool, especially building a lot of stuff. Wow. 680. This is an interesting book. Home plans. I like the color pictures everywhere. That is cool. Choose the way you want to live. This is the adventure of your lifetime. Smart homes. Are you smart or you want to live in a stupid house? So this looks like some creative house plans, best selling. Oh, I guess what's best selling about them is that they're simple structures. I do like the idea of just having this completely square and you're not complicating things with weird designs. That's cool. Cool. Very nice for home design stuff. So this is a real estate salesman's book about selling luxury properties to people. So what do these luxury people know that I don't know? We have to figure this stuff out and have even better real estate than them. Now we're back more to the affordable side of things, the pole building construction. One of the things that we have to know about pole building construction, why it's awesome, is that you can do it on uneven ground. So if you have a hilly area, you don't want to spend thousands of dollars flattening it. You just put a pole in the ground, you create a deck, and you build a home from there. So you could actually build a very sturdy home on completely uneven ground without having to build crazy foundations and stuff like that. You could literally dig a hole, put the concrete together with a pole in there, and you are golden. So let's see what we have here. Low cost pole building. No, see what I'm talking about? That's really cool. So you could actually utilize any space on any piece of land using pole barn construction. That's really cool. The building design is simple. It could be done anywhere. It could be done in the woods. And that's how you build cabins. I think the pole barn construction is thousands of years old. And yeah, this is a cool book to have, to give you more good ideas. I mean, I do love my concrete, but this is actually a pretty decent way to go too. Very interesting book. I've actually read it, at least most of it. It really explains the basics well. It has beautiful illustrations, which I really enjoyed. And it gets you to understand how it all works. The kind of different, how the effluent, how all that stuff, how it decays in there. How your stuff works, alert system failure. And then towards the end of the book, it shows you how it was done in thousands of years ago, the different toilets from back in the day. Really cool stuff. Septic is an important thing to do. Yeah, good to know. Well, what do you need to know about building a quality custom home? So here's a handsome fellow that will explain to you all the different tips about the stuff. And it sounds like there's a lot of words on this page, and you have to read it. Oh, but nice pictures though too. Good job. What you need to know. What you need to know. Good to know. I mean, what do I need to know? Let's know. I just needed to know all the information. So this is that's a long, you guys read it. So insulated concrete forms and using steel with it. And this is like a government report. And of course, because it's a government report, you had to make it boring. But that's the point, that we have horizontal concrete core, insulating form, and how to put the concrete through, bond beams. So I guess they do explain things pretty well here. How do we, okay, anchor bolt to track connection. Okay, so that's how we use that. Okay. Oh, I like that. How do we make this insulated concrete form floor? I like the idea of the precast ones, because the one you pour out like that, you have to actually wait a month before you could actually run around under it. So another boring government report, but I mean, at least they made it. Thank you guys. Let's see. Insulating concrete for residential construction, ICF. Let's see what they talk to you about. Termite protection issues. Different housings. That's kind of cool. Okay. You could live or live without it. This book is fine either way. We're about 3/4 of the way through, guys. This is I'm getting tired myself. Yeah. Barn dominium floor plans. Here's the floor plans, and let's check them out. Nice floor plans. Wow, you could definitely do a lot with barn dominiums. I like the sizes of the rooms. That's nice. Like the larger square footage in the rooms, that's what gives it a nice selling point. Cool book. Another cool way of constructing things. I mean, we've talked about this earlier. 2 pieces of wood on either side with the foam on the inside, so you get nice insulation and you have nice nailing surfaces. And it comes like in a kit where you just put up the walls, and it's easy to put up and quickly, so you don't have to do any of the framing like on the inside they had to do over here. So that's really cool. Flashing. That design is nice. I'm actually leaning towards this. This is really nice design. And that extra foam is going to keep it from being leaking through or rotting and stuff like that, and keeping it insulated and comfortable. I think it's a really cool design idea. Great book to get. This looks like a good real estate sales book. What rich buyers and rich sellers in real estate talk about. So it's a lot of words you got to read. I picked up the word landscaping, analyzing the market, stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. I'd like the inside scoop on what makes real estate more and more valuable. Back to the doom and gloom. Built to survive. The guide to figuring out what you need to do. So far I figure out you need some solar panels on your thing. So this book is a lot of words to read. Floor designs, I like this idea. Helping you figure out your electrical needs, how to get the electricity going for like forever and stuff. So, I mean, cool book. Build your house to survive. Wow. Okay. Prepper survival retreats. Off-grid options. Home fortifications. Let's get prepared. Let's get ready to apocalypse. Transportation. Shipping container. Map recon. Soil. Building and renovating. Cool. I mean, a lot of stuff to consider. Probably a lot of these books are worthwhile to read. You know, it would take some time, but hey, we have all the time in the world. Luxury home plans. What do we have here? Oh, that's nice. I think I might have seen some of these homes in one of the other books. Cool designs. Gives you some good ideas. Some more of today's luxury home plans. Top 200 designs. Let's see what we have here. I am liking the pictures on the inside that are nice. With the different details. Well designed. Cool. And you could buy their plans here. Luxury home plans. Glamour homes. What do we have here? Nice book. Necessary for homestead, maybe not. But to dream big, might as well. Mark Candelaria. Let's see what he talks about in this book. Nice hardcover. These are nice coffee table books. I guess these are the designs he built for other people. Really nice. It looks more like hotels than homes though. Cool book though. This is a must-have. The Joel Skousen Secure Home. This guy wrote a compendium about the book. I've been reading through this. This is a lot of stuff to address in here, and I highly recommend it. We got the philosophy of the security and the self-sufficiency. He does a lot of great, interesting information here. Very technical and very up to the point and very well done. The Secure Home. Your homestead is definitely going to need this encyclopedia of country living. Country living, making soap, all that stuff. This thing is chock full of information. It's probably impossible to go through it all. Birthing piglets, like wow. Yeah, you might need this in your... Nowadays it's cheap. Maybe in the future it might be tougher. Maybe there's going to be like bad postal service. So might as well just get this encyclopedia now. Ever thought about living in a dome? Well, now you can with the Encyclopedia of Dome Living. Monolithic Dome Institute. I looked into the subject. These things are like foam and concrete. So on the inside they spray foam. No, first they spray foam and then the inside they shoot concrete. So it's like an inside concrete wall completely. On the outside you could also put concrete to cover up the foam, the insulating foam. So you have interesting designs, and also these homes stay cool and quiet, and very interesting designs, to say the least. And it might be an effective and cheaper way of building sometimes. It depends. So, yeah. How to build your perfect off-grid home. Well, now you can. So this book talks about the solar panels, about having your doggy, and all that good stuff. And it goes pretty much well into detail. It talks about their experience, how they first moved into the trailer, and then they started building the house and framing it out and all the good stuff, laying the water pipes, and explaining down to the last detail of their home construction successes and not so successes. So I would say these guys are successful because they made it. Good job, guys. So this I ordered on Amazon too. It's the Fox Blocks insulation. It's these structural insulated concrete forms where it's styrofoam on the inside and you pour in the concrete. It shows you all the different blocks. It shows you the different methodologies that you would use for the walls with this thing. So that's a pretty nice manual. So good job, guys, for making this manual to be able to figure this out. Safety manual, do not do that. And this is funny. It looks funny, at least. That's funny too. Yeah, so Fox Blocks, that's one of the brands for concrete insulated building things. So this is more of like a home decor book, but might as well learn a few elements of style. I mean, it looks kind of cool. To me, it's all just relaxing and beautiful, and yeah. So I watched some guys on YouTube. They've actually built natural pools. So what's the cool thing about natural pools is that you don't need to add any chemicals, and the water is completely fresh, and you could probably even drink it. You have these plants that that clean out the water from being like all green and stuff, and it's kind of like an ecosystem. So it shows you how to do it. Make the natural pool. Lily pads, white garden. Yeah, because I don't think it's natural to swim in the chlorine and have that like go in the body and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely a good book to have. And that's the goal for my homestead, is to have maybe more than one natural pool. One of the roof ideas I had is to have actually a low slope roof. Like if you're using a concrete precast roof, like I was pointing out, you might want to have like kind of like a flat roof. So here's the manual on low slope roofs, and it talks about what you need to get done. I guess the kind of stuff you need to be built: rigid foam insulation, flashings, the different layers to doing the stuff, spraying polyurethane. A little boring. However, might as well be part of this list. Why do you need a dentist if you could always take a rock and knock your own teeth out? Where there is no dentist, and how to knock your own teeth out with rocks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It probably has more than that information. It just... oh, look. Some sort of stuff. So that's cool. Dentistry is an important subject to be handled even in off-grid situations. So this book might be worthwhile to have on hand, especially if somebody has a toothache and there is no dentist around. Of course, we need farming books. Carrots love tomatoes. How to put these different plants together so that they get each other to grow better and stuff. So which plants to put together, garlics and all these other different things, and who they go along with. So different kinds of plants together Carrots love tomatoes. We're survivors now. Foragers harvest. So you could run around the woods and forage for food. What can you forage for? It will show you with a green lettering thing. This book is probably too heavy. I bet you could probably squat, like hit some animal with this book and get some foraged meat. That's cool. Different kinds of plants you can eat that are edible. I mean, it's nice that these are color plants, so I would recommend it. Let's defend those doggies and the kitties and everybody else, because they're in your home. So house fortifications, a lot of text writing. Guard dogs are good to have. Walkie-talkies, MREs, patrols, and appendices. Cool book. As we talked about it, I have several septic books. Not the most funnest subject to discuss, but the S has to go somewhere. So where is it going to go? On-site evaluation for water wells. Wells and septic systems are very important to know how to do right. So we got the different septics, many needs, water pump systems, a lot of interesting stuff. So you might need to know this. 5 acres in Independence. Well, that's what I'm looking to do is to get at least 5 acres. So it's just text. Something about sun and stuff. Management of a small farm. Worthwhile for those deciding to homestead. Prepper's long-term survival guide. Whoa, if you're still watching this video and you have not fallen asleep yet, I gotta give it to you. You must have like one heck of a supply of coffee. So this is the book. A lot of pages to read, a lot of ideas to consider. Prepper's long-term survival guide. The Disaster Preparedness Handbook. For you and your family. Oh, I like this book. It really gets into the stuff. It has pretty pictures. It has the stuff described like inverters. That's cool. I have some reviews on inverters, so you might want to check that out. Good book. I mean, overall, I think this is a good handbook. So decorating with blue, it looks like. Everything blue. Oh, that's nice. Beach houses. Ooh. Wow. Live in a most luxurious way. I'm excited. So, nice design book. This is an important book to working with the concrete. You got to know how to do that because you got to be able to put foundations up and put houses up in a nice way. This book really describes it well. I like the nice, pretty pictures. Makes a lot of sense with the rebar and stuff like that. So, cool book. Gets you really into the topic very well. So, it looks like I saved the best for last. Another Joel Skousen book. This is called Strategic Relocation. It lists the different states where you could actually come and live in a more peaceful way. Like, see all the different states over here. The different locations. So long story short, it's best to stay in America if you're an American, and because you still have the home base advantage. And certain states have more freedoms of rights than others. He describes like, hey, let's go like where there's a lot less people. The less population there is, the more chance of survival because there's not going to be pressures of people coming to eat your food and stuff like that. This book, Strategic Relocation, is a highly big recommended thing. Guys, this video took a long time to make. I hope you guys can appreciate it. You can always come back to this video. All the books are linked below. Just click them, check them out, see what you think. You know, if something caught your eye. If not, that's fine too. Thumbs up and the subscriptions are always appreciated. And check out my other videos. I mean, it's a little bit of a lifestyle channel. Like, one of the videos I made is about how, like, I lost over 90 pounds in, like, 200 days. So, that's probably worth checking out too. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.